Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure for me to share my story with you today. Changing my life path from a degree in graphic design and political science really was important to me. And this important change of direction in my life from political science to the art world and the graphic design world was something crucial to my life. Because it's not an easy process, you know, but it's something that we always try to understand, because the more we understand that it's easy to change our career, the less we are going to suffer of bad choices in life. Not only about our career, but really about our personal life. If your first thought in the morning and the last in the evening is to challenge your life, undertake new adventures, and also change your career, why not? Literally jumping into the darkness. Here are a couple of lessons I learned during my experience as a freelancer this year, why you should totally go for it. The first one is follow a strong passion, because the feelings you attach to the things you want to accomplish are your greatest source of motivation. They are the energy you're going to infuse into the process. They're going to move the world into the direction you want to follow. And they allow you to reach the goal you want to reach. If you think that living your life and realizing your dream will fulfill you more than living your life desiring a different one. I bought this book when I was 17 years old. It's full of really great street artists with a lot of illustration, and from Blue to Eric Alcane to Ello Mosters. It really opened my eyes. It was like my Bible at the time. I probably was the moment when I was 17 years old when I started sketching, drawings, really trying out different medias. I was doing a lot of collage, painting on canvas, drawing. I was experimenting a lot just in order to find my own defined style. Of course, it was not easy. I had my difficulties as well. It's never like this. But the more you want to follow something, the more you realize that this is your path. And it's like when you push the seed through the soil and you wait years to see it growing and blooming. At that time, I didn't know that my passion could bloom into a professional job. And I was struggling because maybe that's also one of the reasons why I undertook my first degree in political science, and I didn't go just straight to graphic design and the art world. But during those time, what I realized is that you always try to be responsible for your feelings, because they are your most precious things you have. Don't let anybody dictate your emotion, your life, and your passions. And above all, don't let anybody undervalue what you do, because it's what you are. I can tell you today that what I do, there is no difference in between what I do and who I am today, the person I am. Knowing ourselves is crucial in order to bring innovation in our life. And I do believe that travel, and especially traveling alone, is one of the best ways to really see our life from different perspectives. For example, during two of my most important travels, the first one in Iceland when I was 18 years old, and the second one in Hong Kong almost 3 years ago, I came across really, really important insights for my life and my career. In the first one, when I was 18, I decided that I want to follow my first path. I want to study political science. I was interested in that. I thought that illustration could be an hobby, a passion. But during my second travel, when almost 3 years ago, I just decided that I didn't want to work for anybody, that I want to focus all my energy into something that I could identify as only mine, my own production, my own illustration, my own studios. As a matter of fact, Hong Kong is the place where I developed this vibrant color palette made of these 6 colors, and I kept using these colors for all my illustrations. And Hong Kong is the place where I start drawing my first, what I call my first turquoise series. What's important to understand is that choices are never restrictive. They are functional one to another. I don't regret my first path. You know what? And you know why? Because my knowledge about economics and law allow me to really to be easy with contracts, with paperwork, with all the matters about being my own manager in my early stage. So I'm really grateful, actually, that I also had a degree in political science and in economics. A strong determination is required in the moment you want to switch from who you want to become into who you are meant to be. Because everybody in life just face tough moments, because we are humans. But darkness and changing and jumping into the darkness and changing our life career can be scary. I can understand that. For me, it was like this, totally demotivating. But I do believe that it's only in dark times that our eyes really begin to see. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself in a dark place with lights out. What's the first things you're going to see? It's darkness. But second by second, you're going to start seeing the shapes of your surrounding. And the more you stay in the dark, the more you see. And this happens in life. It's normal. The first moment when I started to see is probably when I understood that in the visual art world, there is a great absence of limits. And not only of the limits, but also of the labels that creates those limits. Because it's not only about the freedom, it's about understanding that everybody, all of you, will try to label you, including yourself, and you have done that from the start. Just think the first time we are asked what you want to be when you grow up. Our culture and our society is structured in such a way that we have to feel the pressure of choosing one thing for the rest of our life. Feeling stuck in that thing without really having the ability, the possibilities of changing direction easily like this. Okay, I want to do something else in my life. Let's go for it. It's not easy. But the more we understand that, the less we are going to be stuck in one thing. I've never met any teacher in my life, from primary school till both my degree, both my university, that was allowing the idea of a multidisciplinary approach for our future career. We just needed to be stuck. I was feeling like struggling at the time. I just studied political science, then I switched to graphic design, and then I wanted to experiment with illustration, with interior design, with a lot of different things, but everybody was telling me, you just study graphic design, you should do that. You just do a direction, just not experiment with a lot of different things. Understanding the absence of limits allow you to really experiment in a lot of different disciplines. The more you want to be stuck in one thing, the more you're going to be. And maybe you will never have any idea of all your potentialities and how many different you exist inside yourself. Being multidisciplinary doesn't mean that you are not good enough in one thing. It means that you can be good and successful in a lot of different things. For example, I did not attend any illustration school, but I worked for big campaigns with illustration, like I flew to Paris and Barcelona drawing these vans for a big commercial, and it's probably been the most exciting project this year for me. And I did not attend any interior design school, but this year I had the chance to co-work on the identity and interior design of this amazing Italian restaurant in Berlin. With also a really nice tiger illustration. And I worked as an art director, but I never stopped illustrating. This year, I just drew this super personal illustrated luggage. I designed flat illustration for a Nike training event club in Milan, in north of Italy, designing a really special pattern for this purse, for all the gadgets and all the things. And I never stopped, really, producing my own art for myself. I wanted really to experiment in a lot of different things without being stuck. What I can share with you today, it's a really small advice, but in my opinion, it's really important. Be more and feel less. Thank you so much.